Students, in the last class, we learnt about the concepts of resistance and conductance and even their SI units. And we also learnt about Ohm's law, a very important part of the chapter. Today, as the continued part, we will start our discussion with resistivity, normally represented by the symbol rho, the Greek alphabet rho. So, what is resistivity? To understand about resistivity, we have to know that at a given temperature, the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to its area of cross section. That means, being the temperature constant, if the length of a material, if a length of a conductor is increased, the resistance of the conductor also increases. And if the area of cross section of the conductor is increased, then the resistance of the material decreases. Mathematically, R is directly proportional to length and R is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Or combining the two, you can say that R varies as L by A. Or removing the proportionality sign, if I introduce the equality sign, R is equal to some constant rho into L by A, where rho is a constant of proportionality. I have been telling you, whenever you introduce an proportionality constant, that clearly says that introduces a new factor which decides about the physical quantity that we are going to discuss. So here also, the resistance of the material does not depend on length and area of cross section only. It also depends on something else which is been represented by rho. Rho is a constant for a given material and is called as resistivity or specific resistance of the conductor. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಒಂದು ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲಿನ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸು ಲೆಂತ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗೆ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ ಹಾಗೆ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನಾಲಿಟಿ ಸೈನ್ ತೆಗೆದು ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಸೈನ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲಿನ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರೀ ಅದರ ಲೆಂತ್ ಮತ್ತು ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ರೋ ಎಲ್ ಬೈ ಎ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎ 1 ಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ 1 ಮೀಟರ್ ಆದರೆ, ಸಿ ಇಫ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ of the material is 1 meter square and the length of the material is equal to 1 meter, then what happens? If L and A becomes 1, R will be equal to rho. So rho is equal to R. So we can say resistivity is defined as resistance of the material of unit length and unit area of cross section. In fact, the SI unit of resistivity is, see, since when you think of rho is R into A by L. When you say rho is R into A by L, R in terms of ohm, area in terms of meter square, L in terms of meter. So what happens? Meter gets cancelled, you will be left over with ohm meter. That is what is being said here. So SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter and resistivity is a scalar quantity. So no direction will be defined with respect to resistivity. So ಈಗ resistivity ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. It is the property of a material. Mathematically, it's mathematically said to be equal to the resistance of the material of unit length and unit area of cross section. Its SI unit is ohm meter. Next is, we have to derive an expression for resistivity of the conductor. So we will start with the same expression. We know that R is rho into L by A, or rho is R into A by L. Of course, here we are not going to derive the expression. We are just writing down the expression and analyzing it. R is rho into L by A. So resistivity is given by R into A by L. If you think of a metallic cylinder like a wire is also a metallic cylinder. Area is given by pi r square, and substituting for rho, R into pi r square by length is been represented by capital L. So many ohm meters. In fact, you will be making use of this formula in the lab to find the resistivity of the given material of the given wire. So this is the expression for resistivity of the material. So you know that resistivity is a constant for a given material. It is independent of the dimensions of the material, because resistivity is always defined for unit length and unit area of cross section. Dimensions ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟಾರು ಉದ್ದ ಇರಲಿ, ಎಷ್ಟಾರು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿರಲಿ, ನಾವು ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳೋದು ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್. In fact, for good conductors, the value of resistivity is of the order of 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter. It's very small. Conductors ನಲ್ಲಿ resistivity ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇನೇ for insulators, its value is of the order of 10 raised to 16 ohm meter. ನೋಡಿ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter, ಇನ್ಸುಲೇಟರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ 10 raised to 16 ohm meter. Pure conductor idre, if you have pure conductor, resistivity is 0, and for perfect insulator, resistivity is infinity. See, this is a very important point from your entrance examination point of view, and also for 1 marks section. Kandita kelbahudu. For pure conductors, resistivity is 0, and for perfect insulator, resistivity is infinity. In fact, later on we will be deriving this. Resistivity is also given by m by n e square tau. M is the mass of each free electron in the metal considered. N is the number of electrons per unit volume of the conductor. E is the charge on each electron, and tau is what is called as relaxation time. We had learnt about this relaxation time in the same chapter. So resistivity of a material is also given by this formula, m by n e square tau. Next is, what are the factors affecting the resistivity of a material? You know that resistivity is given by m by n e square tau. But remember, m, the mass of an electron, is constant, that doesn't vary with any parameter. E, charge on an electron, is also constant, that also doesn't vary. So rho varies inversely as n and tau. N is the number of free electrons per unit volume of a conductor. Tau is the relaxation time. So for a given conductor, of course, n is constant. It depends only on the nature of the conductor or nature of the material as to whether the given material is a good conductor or bad conductor. That decides the number of electrons, free electrons per unit volume of a conductor. So I should say resistivity of a material certainly depends upon the nature of the material. How about relaxation time? With increase in temperature, of course, the relaxation time decreases. That means with increase in temperature, as relaxation time decreases, resistivity increases. So you can say resistivity also depends upon temperature of the material. So resistivity of a material depends upon the nature of the material and temperature of the material. How does the resistivity of a material vary with temperature? In fact, the resistivity of a conductor is directly proportional to temperature. As temperature increases, resistivity also increases. Just now we have learned, because relaxation time decreases. In fact, for a conductor we can represent resistivity as rho T is rho naught into 1 plus alpha T. Here rho suffix T represents the resistivity of the material at some T degree Celsius. Rho naught represents the resistivity of the material at 0 degree Celsius. Alpha is what is called as temperature coefficient of resistivity, and T is the temperature at which the property of the material is being studied. So this is a very important expression. Resistivity of a material at some given temperature is rho naught. Rho naught is the resistivity of the material at 0 degree Celsius into 1 plus alpha T. Alpha is again a constant for a given material called as temperature coefficient of resistivity of the material. In fact, smaller the value of alpha, there will be very less changes in resistivity of the material with temperature. See, when temperature changes, resistivity changes. If alpha is smaller the value of alpha, lesser will be the change in resistivity of the material with temperature. This is a very important point that you have to observe. Now we have represented the variation of resistivity of a material with temperature in different cases. First, in case of conductor. See, this is the graphical representation of resistivity of a conductor with temperature. It has been found that the variation of resistivity of a conductor with temperature is in this fashion. It's a curve, of course, but the resistivity increases with increasing temperature, but not linearly. Whereas in few materials like nichrome or constantanum or manganese, see, all these are alloys. In such materials, in these materials, temperature coefficient of resistivity will be very small. In such materials, it has been found that resistivity varies linearly with temperature. In both the cases, you can observe even at 0 degree Celsius, the material will have some resistivity. So, in case of nichrome or constantanum or manganese, all these are alloys, the resistivity increases linearly with temperature. So, it's a linear variation. Whereas in semiconductors, case of semiconductors, you can observe with increase in temperature, the resistivity decreases. In fact, it's not linear variation, but resistivity decreases with increasing temperature. Again, this you have to remember. So, this is the graphical representation of variation of resistivity in three different cases. Again, you can go through the previous CET papers wherein you will find questions based on this variation of resistivity with temperature. It may be CET or JEE or NEET. So, it's very important, students. Remember, in case of conductor, resistivity increases with increase in temperature but not linearly. Whereas in case of materials with less temperature coefficient of resistivity like nichrome or manganese or constantanum, with increase in temperature, the resistivity of the material increases linearly. In case of semiconductor, with increase in temperature, the resistivity decreases. Again, not linearly. So, what are these manganese, constantanum and nichrome? See, all these are alloys, as I have already told you. These coils are used in making of standard resistors. You will observe resistance boxes when you go to your lab. You will observe resistance box. So there you will have standard resistors. Standard resistors means resistors having fixed value. So these standard resistors are always been constructed with these coils, manganese or constant NM or nichrome. Why? That is because the temperature coefficient of resistivity of these materials is very low. In fact, this is alpha. The temperature coefficient of these materials is very low. That means with change in temperature, the change in resistivity of these resistance of these materials will be very small. That is the advantage. So at laboratory conditions, even if there is a change in temperature, there will be no change in the resistance of these materials. Hence, these materials are always used in construction of standard resistors. Then we have one more term known as conductance, normally represented by G. Conductance represented by G. Conductance is defined as reciprocal law of resistance. Sorry, this is reciprocal law of resistance. Conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. So G is given by 1 by resistance. So what will be the SI unit? So the SI unit of conductance is per ohm, which is being read as per ohm. The other unit of conductance is Siemens, normally represented by S. It's a very common term that you normally come across in electrochemistry. So there also you will be very frequently learning about this conductance, which is the reciprocal of resistance. Then we have to know what is conductivity. Represented by sigma. Conductivity is defined as reciprocal of resistivity. Sigma is given by 1 by rho. Rho represents resistivity, sigma is conductivity. So what will be the SI unit? For resistivity, we have written it as ohm meter. So conductivity is per ohm per meter or Siemens per meter. That's also the unit of conductivity. Now we will derive a relation connecting current density. If you remember, current density is the current per unit area and conductivity of a conductor. So we will start with Ohm's law. So we are trying to derive a relation between current density J and conductivity sigma of a conductor. We start with Ohm's law. I is V by R. Also we know that R is rho into L by A. And what is J? Current density. Current density is I by A. So I may be written as V by R, which is V by R is rho into L by A. So V into A goes to numerator by rho into L. Also V by L is, see if I consider V by L on left hand side, you know that V by L is equal to E. We had derived in electrostatic potential and capacitance as E is dV by dx. dV is the potential difference, dx is the distance or displacement. So here also E is written as V by L. V is the potential difference, L is the length. So I by A, if I take A to the denominator, I by A is V by L is E by rho. But we know that 1 by rho is sigma. So I by A is sigma into E. What is I by A? I by A is J. So J is sigma into E. This is the relation between current density and conductivity of a conductor. Many a times this is also termed as vectorial representation of Ohm's law. So Ohm's law hೀಗೂ ಬರೆಯೋದುಂಟು. Next to this, we will derive an expression for conductivity. of a material in terms of relaxation time. What is relaxation time? Relaxation time is the time for which the time lapsed between two successive collisions of an electron moving in a conductor. So we had represented it as tau. Just now we have derived J is sigma into E, or sigma is J by E. You know that J is I by A, so sigma may be written as I by A into E. Also we had derived the relation for current in terms of drift velocity as I is N E A V D. What is N? Number of electrons per unit volume of a conductor. E is the charge on each electron. A is the area of cross section of the conductor. Vd is what is called as drift velocity. So sigma may be written as, in place of I am writing it as NeAVD by A into E. A gets cancelled. So NeVD by E. Now also we had derived expression for drift velocity as E by m into tau, where E is the electric field, small e is the charge on the electron, m is the mass of the electron, tau is the relaxation time. So substituting in the expression for sigma, sigma equals n into E by E into, in place of Vd I am writing E by m into tau. So what happens? E into E is E square, capital E gets cancelled. So n E square by m into tau. This is the expression for conductivity of a material in terms of relaxation time. Students, if the same is asked for resistivity in terms of relaxation time, then you know that resistivity is reciprocal of conductivity. So you may write it as m by n E square tau. This would be the expression for resistivity in terms of relaxation time. Students, in fact, this is a question for 5 marks. A very simple one. We started with current density, sigma into E, or sigma is J by E, but we know that J is I by A. So sigma equals I by A into E. We know that I is NeAVD. Substituting for I, NeAVD by A into E. A gets cancelled. NeVD by E. Then we know Vd. It is E by m into tau. Substituting Ne by E into Vd is E by m into tau. E gets cancelled. So sigma is Ne square tau by m. Whereas for resistivity, reciprocal of conductivity, m by Ne square tau. So today what we discussed, we shall recall once. First we considered resistivity. We defined a resistivity, then the SI unit of resistivity also. Next to this, we considered expression for resistivity of a conductor. We wrote the expression for resistivity of a conductor, and in particular for a metallic cylinder like a wire, because you will be writing using this formula even in the lab. Then we understood about the resistivity of a conductor and that of an insulator. Remember, for pure conductor resistivity is 0, whereas for pure insulator it is infinity. Then we also learnt on what factors the resistivity of a material depends. So we learned that resistivity of a material is also given by m by Ne square tau. So resistivity of a material depends upon the nature of the material and also the temperature. Then we learnt how does the resistivity of a material vary with temperature. Again, an important expression, rho suffix t is rho naught into 1 plus alpha t. Alpha is called as temperature coefficient of resistivity of a material. Then we also graphically represented the variation of resistivity with temperature in different cases. We considered case of conductor, then nichrome. This is the same for even constantanum and manganene and semiconductor. Then remember, standard resistors are always conducted with the are always constructed with the help of nichrome or manganene or constantanum wire coil, because their temperature coefficient is very low. So with change in temperature, the variation in resistance will be very small. Then we learnt about conductance, reciprocal of resistance, having SI unit as Simon. Then we also learnt about conductivity, reciprocal of resistivity, SI unit being O per ohm per meter. Then we derived the relation connecting current density and conductivity as J is sigma into E. At the last, we also derived an expression for conductivity in terms of relaxation time. Students, I tell you that expression that we derived, J is sigma into E. This will be for 3 marks. An important one. If you go through the previous papers, you will understand. And this expression for conductivity in terms of relaxation time is for 5 marks. Sigma is Ne square tau by m, or rho is m by Ne square tau. Okay students, thank you. We will continue in the next session.